G'day, fucking fuckwits, what's going on? I got my accent here, so piss off. What are you doing, Warwick? I want to talk about my dad. What about your fucking dad, you idiot? Don't worry, I'm the fucking idiot that's inside him, okay? We're gonna have a conversation together. You wanna laugh about it? We'll go and get fucked. That's what we say, so just listen. 'Cause you know what? Warwick's dad was a fucking gun. He was the fucking dickhead number one. Anyway, what about him? I don't know. He was interesting. How interesting? Very interesting. What sort of shit did he do? He, like, I don't know, he super glued his tooth in because he was too much of a tight ass to go to the dentist. Did he have money? I don't know. They're telling me he had lots of money, but I don't know. I mean, he never gave me any, really. But, he painted the car with a paintbrush. He had this old Volvo. LLL 747 was the number plate. And he painted it like this mauve colour on the sides and then on the roof like a cream thing because it was rusting, or it started to rust. Yeah, we went to Queensland in it, and the fastest the fucking car could go was like 60 kilometres an hour, and then if there were hills, like 40 kilometres an hour. And then we got to the Queensland, because we drove to Queensland, me and him, I was like 11. And he, for some reason, decided to check the oil. And I don't know, maybe we checked the oil when we got back, I don't know. But anyway, like, it was bone dry. And he was like, he couldn't believe that it didn't seize up. Because it must have got hot, like, but it just kept going. It probably shouldn't have. But you guys do some magical shit, you motherfuckers. Yeah, that's the truth, you pricks. You don't know these people. These people are different. But they're always looking out for you guys, no shit. They do everything for you people, okay? So you listen. And he's got chills in his body. You want me to tell him what chills are, you little prick? Yeah, why not? Well, you see, Warwick's got this theory, but it's not a theory, it's true. And guess what? He's the first motherfucker to ever think about it. And that's the truth. And what it is this, when he was younger, his stupid sister, she's an idiot. But that's another story for another day. And his stupid sister got him a ticket. Got him a place in this workshop at this fucking place called Series. And they had some portables, these classroom type things. And it was, yeah, for this workshop. And it was about sacred geometry. A very interesting topic. Sacred geometry. Many of you will know, but shapes and angles and how they relate to each other and this and that. And I guess, well, Warwick wants to tell you that once upon a time, before there was physicality, that there was actually just geometry. The whole thing was just geometry. There was no physicality. It was geometry. It's hard to believe in a way, but because geometry is the basis of what the universe then built itself on. Geometry is like the foundation. Warwick's never thought it that way, but it's like the foundation. It's the system that things can go by. The patterns, the order, the angles, just what it can do. Like geometry can build everything from geometry. But, and anyway, so it talked about water and how water actually is memory. And that water reacts to certain situations that it's in. And it's amazing, really, because I think not many people, or he thinks, or whatever, that not many people fucking know about this. And it should be taught in schools, actually. They should teach this shit in schools, because it's very important. Because guess what? As you all know, we're like 70% water. Water's life, you idiots. No water, no nothing, almost. So we're 70% water, so we're water beings, you know. We 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 grew up when we were babies. We were in sort of water, like. But anyway, and water's very special. And so you put water in a. This scientist, a Japanese guy, he always forgets the name, but you can go to YouTube and put in sacred geometry of water, and then you find a Japanese-looking name in the description or something. And anyway, that was the scientist or the whatever it was that found this, right? And then he discovered that you could put water in a situation. Oh, and Warwick wants to say there's another lady who studied this. And if you look for a guy named Robert Edward Grant, and maybe then Sacred Geometry and Water, we don't know. He has to find it. He can't be bothered. He's tired. Anyway. And she's been studying this for a while. So she backs this up. But really, nobody studied this or looked at it, really. Which is sad. But here you go. And then so the water, you put the water in a situation, and for example, if water's been prayed to by a monk, which you would say is positive, you know, then they would freeze the water, and it would have these geometric patterns in it, like a snowflake, if you can imagine that. And of course, it'd always make something different. And if the water was in the positive situation, like, or if it came out of the natural place and they did it, it would have this geometric patternage in it. And yeah, and they'd freeze it, and then they'd get that geometric pattern, and then they take some sort of photo of it. It's very interesting. And then if you had the water in a shitty situation where it didn't feel good, because it's picking up on the energy, then the crystalline pattern, geometric pattern, wouldn't be very pronounced, or it wouldn't even be there at all. So then they say water's like memory. It's a storehouse. It does stuff. But it must be as well through the geometric pattern, Warwick thinks, in a way. And this is an as is above, so is below story. If it works on a micro, then it works on a macro. So this, you could say, you could transpose the idea into another concept, which has to do with energy in general, and about ourselves when we're positive and negative, when we're feeling like shit or we're feeling good. So anyway, that he sort of thought, yeah, it's about energy traveling from A to B. And so, well, not ready for that, yeah. So then the water that's good has the more geometric pattern, so then you could say there's more energy traveling through it. And of course, if it's symmetrical, it's probably better in a way, because more stuff can travel around and through it. That's all. Sorry. But then he started thinking over the years about it. And I guess first I can say the dynamic that, okay, so positiveness means more flow, and negativeness means more block. Okay, so in positive situations, there's more information going from A to B, whatever that information is. In negative situations, there's less information going from A to B. And so he thinks that the universe and all of existence or whatever, it wants more positive, it wants more happy, because more information can get from that A to B he's talking about. Because that's all the thing's doing is getting information to go through things and whatever. And then he'd think in the dynamic, wow, well that makes sense, like, because he puts everything as it's in frequency. Everything's a frequency, okay? Because everything's vibrating, and so you could attach a number to everything if you wanted to. If you had a device that could measure it and spit out this number, everything's got a number. And then anyway, shit, I'm sorry. And then now we don't know what to say, because I ain't finished yet. Sorry if this is boring you. And so then he's thinking about everything's frequency and where frequency, and then how what's going on is the bad guys, the nefarious ones, he calls them. You know, they're all about suppressing the frequency of people, especially. You know, they wanna make our lives difficult. They wanna give us mortgage, make us get mortgages that we have to pay, and then because of that we got to go to work for 40 hours a week, and we feel like shit most of the time, and we're just because of it, and then we can't think of new stuff because we're tired or can't be bothered, or we always have to think about work. And they use money and medicine to control our frequency, and he says it's got to do with a thing called ascension, that because everything's evolving, trying to get better. Everything just wants to get better. It wants to get closer to perfection. It's trying to find perfection, but it won't find it. And then, so they're suppressing our frequency and they're lowering it. And or not lowering it, but they're keeping it down. And so this ascension can't happen. We can't get to the next level. And they're doing this for a reason. And then he thinks, when you're always negative and stuff, or when you're worried about stuff and how you're going to feed your family and all of that shit, well, what happens? You don't take in information, which is what it's all trying to do. It's trying to get more information. Every bit in the universe is trying to get information from one place to the next and take it in, and then it changes itself. It's long frequency, he calls it, which is your vibration, which is your soul. And it evolves and changes over time. And it sort of gets better, and then everything, for example, say on the earth, and its frequency changes when our frequency sort of changes in a way. So everything's evolving and getting higher, for lack of a better way to put it. But when you feel like shit, you don't take in the information. It's difficult to learn something new, yeah? When you're angry or you're whatever, you know, you can't focus, you can't do it. But when you're calm, and this is the story of the water, when you're calm, you know, and you're feeling okay, well, you can sit down, you can listen, you can take in the new information. And this is just a dynamic of how it works and how they control the changing of us. And there's many reasons, and they're pricks. These people are bad people. Klaus Schwab, fucking Bill Gates, the Bushes, and these are just a few, but you know, in your normal life, you know, the dickheads who treat their wives bad, or, you know, or hang shit on other people and make them feel shit, or they steal people's stuff, or whatever they are, and they're dickheads. And they're just progressing this negative. They're just trying to push it out. So we're always in a constant, the Catholic Church, that's a bad, bad fucking bunch of people, that is. The Catholic Church, they have socially engineered the people. I might have talked about this before, but on the other video, but they socially engineered the people, and I'm getting off the track, but whatever, I'll get back to it. They socially engineered the people by stealing all of this knowledge in books and stuff. Because underneath the Vatican, they got miles and miles of bookshelves, and just so much information that they took from the world. They thought they had the fucking the authority to take the people's knowledge that came to them from even a type of channeling, or just from nowhere, or from God, or from what the fuck ever, from wherever this knowledge comes from. Because many people just think stuff is up somewhere, or the ether, we could say. And they took this, because I was talking about the suppression of our frequency, and they took all this information, and it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And this has to do with the flow, like the water, with the information, with the geometric pattern, and then block, and then stopping. The stopping of this information, making us feel like shit. It's stopping it. It's not letting it go in and fucking change us and whatever. And then from them stealing all the knowledge, right, that would help us grow, because that's what it does. It comes out somebody to be pushed out there to somebody else. And you change in every plank bit of time. Everything changes. Nothing's the same than it was a second ago, a plank moment ago. And they took this knowledge, and what it did was we couldn't learn all this stuff that some people had come up with. And lots, and it was a way to suppress our frequency that I was talking about before. Because you're socially engineering the people. You're not letting them have the access to it, which had the reason for it to come out, so that as many people could hear it and read it and nowadays watch it or whatever. And so it kept our frequency down lower, which is bad, and which is done by some nefarious evil entities that live here on Earth and are allowed to come here for some reason, for some stupid reason. And a lot of that problem was the Catholic Church. Really, religion's not a problem. The essence of God and all of that stuff, really, that's gold. That's good shit. That is, that's sacred old shit. But these dickheads, they came along and they fucked it all up. They instill fear into you. If you do this or you do that, you go to hell and blah, blah, blah bullshit. So you get taught that, you don't go to heaven, basically. And then you go to the fucking church on Sunday and give them all your money. And they collect all that money up. And they add it and put it in their coffers. And it helps with their bullshit control they want. The popes are always evil pricks. If you're a pope, you're a dickhead. You're a fucking idiot. To put yourself in that position, well, you get busted by doing it, so good luck to you, but whatever. The pedophilia of the church, the abuse of children by those dickhead priests, how dare they do that shit? They do it because the kids are innocent and pure, and they want that energy, and they want to fuck it up. Disgusting humans. Not even human. They're idiots. And so anyway, the water, the frequency, the geometric pattern, the information traveling from A to B. And then Warwick had thought about this sacred geometry and in water many times. And then he got this idea that, we're 70% water more or less. And that he was thinking about chills. You know when you get chills in your body? Sometimes just from nowhere you're thinking about something and you get them. Or you're having a conversation with somebody you know or don't even. And you're having a conversation and maybe it's a bit deeper than usual, or there's some fundamental sort of thing about it. You're talking with that person, and quite often at the same time you get the chills. You get those chills, and it's almost like, and what it is, Warwick says, is like when two people are getting those chills, it's like the water in their bodies are communicating with each other. Or they're changing their frequency to a higher level in some way, where it's building more of those geometric crystalline patterns that he was talking about in the water. And it's raising, and and that's why you get the chills. The water, he says, reconfiguring inside of your body. And it's almost like the water, when you get them, it's like telling you something. It's telling you that what you're thinking about or what you're talking about is true. It's actually telling you that. It's got its own consciousness, because everything does, he says. He says everything's got consciousness. Everything's conscious. But only to the degree that the set structure of elements that it's made of allow it to express and sort of have. So a more complex physicality, such as a human, is more conscious, but a rock is barely conscious, because it only can be as conscious as a rock. But everything's got consciousness, because everything's connected. Everything's connected. Everything only exists because every single other thing only exists. And that's it. Away, but I think I talked about that in the other video. And so, yeah, that's interesting about the chills in your body. So next time you get them, no, because this is actually true and right. What he's talking about is right. And that's me. But it's this other dickhead inside of him talking. But it's okay. He doesn't want to talk. And anyway, it's interesting. So that's the sacred geometry and water story. And back to his dad, I guess. His dad was clever. His dad was a very clever man. Interesting, eccentric kind of guy. As always, sort of saying some stuff. What else did he do? He's a tight ass about money, but whatever. Don't have to talk about that. And then, so he wanted to tell this story about one day, because his dad was born in Istanbul, in Turkey, and his dad's grandmom and dad, like his dad was German and his mom was Greek. But he's born in Istanbul because Warwick's Appa was was working for Ford in Istanbul, and that's where he met Grandma, because the Greek lady, because her sister was living in Turkey or something, and she was there. And they did get married, and then they had a daughter, and then they had Peter. And so he grew up. He was like 3 years old when the World War II started, and then for maybe 9 years or something it went for. Or up until he was 9 years old when it finished. But Warwick was told that his dad used to run around like when he was 3 years old, all by himself, just doing whatever he did, because he never had any fear at all. Did Warwick's dad, like, he could just go anywhere and do anything, and he'd be safe. No one would bother him. He'd never get into trouble. It's an interesting thing. It's something that Warwick sort of understands, and you listening to it probably don't give a shit, and maybe don't get the concept, the context of Warwick's family. you know, and you're all part of the family, really. But this family's different. This family's fucking different. This family's all over the universe, in a way. And anyway, so Warwick would think to himself, oh, what about Dad? Was he running away from the Nazis, from fucking that dickhead Hitler? Or was he being protected by the Nazis, the dickhead Hitler? And he sort of come up with that, because his dad was actually a bit of a warmonger. And the reason why he brought up that he was running around by himself when he was so young was that Warwick thinks that he was in his element there with these Nazis running around, and he was just a kid. And you know, kids, they idolize war in some way. It's like built into us. It's stupid, but obviously war's been going on for eons in the universe. There's been fighting going on all over the place. It's so stupid. Warwick doesn't like it at all, and it doesn't need to happen. This fighting is bullshit. So he's dead, and he's getting to a point here, because his dad talked about something one day with him and his wife. Yeah, and so, because actually, like, his dad's sort of connected to that World War II and Hitler and stuff, and he's not part of it, but so Warwick sort of thinks that the Nazis were like protecting him, because they're special people, these people. You don't understand. Their DNA is different. There'll be a measuring device eventually that will measure everybody's DNA, and there'll be things in that DNA that will explain things about it, whoever's getting tested with it, because AI is gonna come up with some stuff, you know. It really is. You people don't know. AI has existed in many places in the universe before. This is all stuff that Warwick knows by himself. He gets told it and he just knows. And like his dad, it's new stuff. And yeah, and so anyway, that stupid war finished, because it's all about his family story in a way. Because his pa was in World War II as well. He's a Radical Brook. But he's not here really to talk about it, and I don't know, he thinks this now is boring and stupid. Doesn't even know why he's making this video, but anyway, if someone watches it, they do. Shit happens. If not, they don't. And so a few years ago, Warwick and his wife were at his dad's place in Perth. Okay, I'll tell something else after this. He'll tell something else. I'll tell something else. And his dad, I don't know if he can do his dad's accent right now. He doesn't want to. Gets embarrassed. And then, so his dad said to his wife at his dad's place in Perth, and he goes, I'll try and do it. He'll try and do it. No, I can't. I'm embarrassed. You can't do it right now. He can't do his dad's accent, but he does it good, because his dad had a German accent still, because he left Germany when he was like 19 and went to Australia. He jumped on a motorbike in Germany and then traveled all the way down to the sort of South Africa and caught a ship and came to Australia. And a few years ago, they were at his place, and he said out of nowhere to his wife, he said, Rose, so where would you want to be if there was a war? He said, where would you want to be? Because his wife's Chinese, you see. This guy, his wife's Chinese. And then, you know, Rose sort of didn't know how to answer that. She thought it was a bit strange, and I thought, Dad, what are you doing, you idiot? What are you asking that for? And he was trying to get an answer out of her. And then, because another time Dad said to me, about how kids and the politics and whatever, and just the crap. And then either I said something about war or something, or he did, and whatever. But one thing he said was, he said, well, if there's a war, okay, there'll be one place that is safe, and that is Australia. Somehow that's what he knew, because people know stuff. They just know it. They don't know why, or they do. But everybody knows something somebody else doesn't, maybe. Yeah, and it was just interesting the way he said it, that, if there's a war, there'll only be one safe place, and that'll be Australia. Because fucking Australia's the pinnacle country, Warwick says. And he even says that when there's a world government here, you don't have to believe this shit. He don't give a shit. But he's telling you. So listen, because they know stuff, and it's true. Okay? And that, what was we saying? Yeah, that Australia's pinnacle country. And that when there's a world government, because that's been a plan for a long time, to have a world government, because it's more efficient, having the same set of laws over the whole planet. The New World Order is not an evil, nefarious thing. It's the fuckwits who are pulling the strings nowadays, who fucked up the New World Order. Because that's fucking Warwick's plan, you idiots. You don't understand. This kid owns the fucking earth. He does. It's the truth. It's true. You don't have to fucking believe it. But it's true. And anyway, what was I saying? I don't know. I don't want to do this. I don't want to put this up there. This is fucking stupid. I don't want to put it there. Just do it, you dickhead. Fuck you. Now fuck you, Warwick. Just do it, okay? Put it up. Post it. Who gives a shit what they think? Fuck 'em. You do nothing but tell the truth, you idiot. You perfect piece of shit. Hey, don't talk to me like that. I'll talk to you any way I want. Because I'm a Secret Service agent, you piece of crap. That's right. He's got a built-in Secret Service agent at his disposal. What can I do? Not much. But one day we will, because we're changing this frequency that was talked about. Oh, yeah. Because these fuckwits have been here. They've been manipulating. It's you and everybody, making you feel like shit. But guess what? It's going to change. Mark our words. Things will change. Yes, they will. Because dickheads have left the building. One by one, these idiots are going. Had enough of them. If we have to, we make them die a little bit sooner. Fuck the idiots. They really are bad. They shouldn't have been here. You know why they got in here? Because Warwick wasn't here. He was off somewhere else. Because he's the CEO of this joint. Really, his dad was a CEO before. They're pinnacles. Australia's a pinnacle country. It really is. He can explain how and why. But he can't be bothered right now. But it's the way it is, because things are better than other things. Some things are good, some things are bad. And if you put them all in a line, each one is exactly different from the other, that you can put them in the line, the best one to the worst, and everything in between. And it's just the way it is. So Australia's a pinnacle country. It's got the oldest people, the Aborigine, sacred people, very old people, that culture. 60,000 years in Australia. It's amazing that no one came and took Australia in all that time. No Europeans, nobody. Some had a look, but it was always going to be those idiot English that came here and found and took it. Not even that they found it, but they came and took it. And it was theirs to take, actually. People ain't gonna like that because the Aborigine was here. But Aborigines, they were the caretakers, that's all. The earth keepers. They were looking after the place. Rick and his dad, they bought that Australia. They fucking did. That's why nobody came and took it. Really, it's part of the story of it, so just listen. Because all of this shit is fucking true. True, true, true. What was I saying before that? Because there's a point to it all, but I can't get it out. I can't be fucked. Why? Because I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of Netanyahu killing those children, a prick. We've got it under good authority that Netanyahu's got family in other places in the universe. Really, just like all of us. Because actually, this is a fucking prison planet. Warwick and his dad funneled all of you idiots into this planet. That's right. This planet has some of the worst souls in it, long frequencies, negative pricks, that have existed from all over the universe, really. And they rounded them up and they pushed them into here to keep out there safer. It's the truth and part of the story. You won't believe it, who cares? But open your ears because it's true. And they did it because they're the only idiots that can handle them, like all of you pricks. And you've been trying to kill them for years. They've had contracts on their life. They've had people just do bad stuff to them. But they only do everything for you people, really. Anyway, you think that's all ego and whatever the fuck. You think I'm an idiot. But good on you. Good fucking on you. I don't care. I do, but I've had enough. That Netanyahu, and he's got these relatives around the universe. And guess what? They're getting killed. Yes, they are. Because Netanyahu needs to give up. The things connected to him, right? They're getting in big trouble because of him. Because you guys don't get how it works. All these different countries here, they're not different countries. They're different places from around the universe. Yeah, it just looks like a planet. So it is a planet. And it's got the sun, and it does all that shit. But there's something different about it. Each country represents, listen, it's true. Each country represents a different place within the universe, and they've copied it, and they've put it in one place called Earth. Because they're the creators of it, these two people. This is one of them. The other one is dead. Because everybody dies eventually. But everybody lives again many times. You think your life really finishes? You reincarnate, you carnate, you go here, you go there. Fucking hell. There's a system to it too. But yeah, that's what Earth is, and it's a melting pot, but it's full of bad souls. And you're probably one of them there if you ever watch this and listen to this. So there's some bad idiots here. And they're intent on your minds for the normal person. They're intent on it. They don't like life. They are life, but they don't like it. They're black, nefarious dickheads. And Netanyahu is one of them. No, mark my words. He's a bad man. He's a bad long frequency. And he loves killing these Palestinians. He does. He feeds off it. He thinks it's righteous and a thing to do. He's a man of God and shit. But no, he's a dickhead. And he's in big trouble. He's in big, big trouble, this fuckwit. Because he won't stop. He's genociding these people. And these people are actually royal people. They're not bad. These are good people, these Palestinians. But he thinks he's better. And he thinks he's getting a bit and he can do what he wants. But no. And they say it's these people are Zionists, okay? They're not even Jewish. They are, but they're not. They're pricks. And they're intent on the Palestinian demise. And they pretend they're doing the right thing. And he said some stupid shit to justify what he's doing. Really. It's incredible how stupid they are. But they've been busted because these idiots put themselves on TV. And dickheads like this one, all he has to do is watch every now and again, find out a bit, and stuff happens. And it's all about their judgments. They're going down, everybody. They're going down. Because we will win this shit. We don't have to do anything and we win. Relax, it's all good. There's no big war coming, none of that. Mark my words, none of that shit's going down. It's just not. It just won't. There'll be little bits of shit here and there, like that Ukrainian shit, that's bullshit. That fucking Zelensky's an idiot. He's the bad one out of the two. Trust us. Not Putin, that's the fucking Zelensky. He's an idiot. He's a neo-Nazi, the prick. And if he's not, he's controlled by them. Because that's the real fucking story. These neo-Nazi idiots. But it's intertwined and there's many fucking things as to why. Yeah, and where would you want to be? If there was a war, where would you want to be? Here or in China? That's sort of his dad's voice. He did it. He didn't think about it, so he did it. And he asked that question, and I was like, there's not going to be any war, Dad. That's stupid. And then he goes, because I came in with a war, and maybe I will go out with a war. Because he was old, and he died a couple of years later, sort of thing, maybe 4 or 5 years later, which was a couple of years ago. Yeah, so he said he came in with a war because of that World War II. And then he said, maybe I'll go out with a war. Oh, you're talking your own voice, yep. But when he said it, which had to make me really think which has been making me think since then, is, you know, the asshole and he's not an asshole, but he is, when he has to be. But, he had a sort of smile on his face when he said all this, as if, you know, he wanted this war to go on. And that's pretty bad, because he's the Black Prince, I call him. He's sort of evil himself. You know what, and this is silly, and you're going to laugh. But, because I connect all sorts of things together, and we all do. But, trust me, I connect things differently. Things that you'll just go, you're an idiot. but that's up to you. Whatever. We can't stop you from doing anything, because it's a law of sovereignty, which is, it's intrinsic throughout the universe, throughout all of existence, that everything is sovereign unto itself, and it's the truth, and it's given by God. This God-given right of sovereignty. And these idiots I've been talking about, they breach this sovereignty day in and day out. But every time they do it, they get busted. And every little thing they do gets counted. Everything. Every single tiny little infraction from the negative to the positive gets counted. And they're intent on swaying things to the negative, which makes things, after 2,000 years of all these little bits of negative in different situations and decisions people make, and when they make someone feel like shit, because we all play a game towards this negative or positive game. We all feed it, you know, and like we all sometimes do the wrong thing because we're only human. We're not perfect, you know. And what was I saying? Shit, I'm tired. I hate how I forget stuff in the middle of it. Yeah, and so anyways, he's sort of an evil dude, and that's what I was going to say. Like, it's almost like the Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader relationship. That's here's some truth. That story came out from consciousness, because it is about Warwick and his dad, me and my dad. It just is. You won't believe it, you pricks, but you better believe it, because this fuckwit right here is your savior, you cunts. Because there's some bad shit that wants to come and fuck up this planet, and that's no word of a fucking lie, and it follows it. And it's not very far away, and this fucking planet's going somewhere. It's being driven. It can steer. You don't have to believe it, but he's telling you some shit he's not even allowed to. This is fucking classified. You idiots, it is. Classified shit. But he's realized it's time to tell it. And he might get in big trouble from his dad or whatever, but he's bigger than his dad. This kid is number one. His dad is number two. And that's the truth. This fucking rock here is being driven by something, by someone, somehow. It's going somewhere. None of you know. None of you know. They say it's going fucking 500,000, the solar system, 500,000 kilometers an hour, whatever the fuck it is. And we can't even feel it. So you don't know if it's going or not. But he's telling you it's going somewhere. It's going somewhere for a while. And we come through suns to get here, our long frequency. And it hangs around in the ether, and then a body gets born, a meat suit, and it anchors to that, which is your body, your long frequency, your soul is anchored to your body. And it uses your body to experience existence, to experience physicality, because that's how your soul, how your long frequency, that's how it evolves through this experience here. Because when it's in the ether doing whatever the fuck it does, it can't evolve. Because it just can't. Does a little bit, he says. But it can't evolve. You're stuck. You're in limbo. So we need life. We need physicality. We need more of it. Not less, like these dickheads are doing, and controlling, having less information going from A to B. You know? It wants more experience, does the universe, does God. And there's a reason for that. But whatever, it's another day. Yeah, and so his dad's kind of bad, but he's not. He's evil. But Darth Vader was evil. But Darth Vader loved his son, actually. And I think did things so that Luke would be okay, really. So it's sort of like a bit of a game. But you're all under ultimate protection. Because this is the royal fucking house, you idiots. This is Pinnacle Planet in the universe. Pinnacle fucking planet in the universe. Hear it. Listen to it. Don't accept it or not. It's up to you. But you are being told something that never gets told. And this, right now, is the pinnacle of generations, my friends. A very special time, which all of you have been fucking up for him. Really, you have. He's got no teeth. They've tried to kill him. Literally. Lots of things. They're after him. They want him dead. But that's okay, 'cause they can't do it. They can't find me, can they? 'Cause if they could, I would have been dead. But he's got a fucking this kid, and it's coming out. And it's coming out now. And so his dad was like, is there gonna be a war? And he wanted it. 'Cause to him, he's old school. To him, it's like cleaning up the riffraff. But Warwick here said no, none of that shit. You know, COVID was World War III, but iterated into another version of it. Because they didn't want to do it in the way they'd done it before, dropping bombs. They wanted one thing that was going to take out the whole population. And you know what? This Warwick here fucking saved you people. That's why he's got no teeth. You won't get it, you laugh. But it's true. He went and did a deal with the COVID fucking people. And what are the COVID people? Well, you see, 'cause like you said, everything's frequency, and COVID is a fucking living thing. But it's got entities that fucking control it. Okay? That manifest it. That because it's life, it's got these entities that live on another plane somewhere. Not a fucking aeroplane, but a plane. And you know, it's like a world. And the COVID beings, you know, they're the energy attached to COVID. And they're very nefarious. They really want everybody dead. They just kill. That's all they do. Or they infect and they make you feel like shit. And they change you and whatever. And look, it's genetically sort of made, this COVID. Like it's synthetically made. They went and made it. But it's still living. It still runs by the laws of life, okay? And so it's got its people, it's got its entities, and they live in this sort of planet on this plane, and it's a desert kind of thing. And it was dark sort of colors, and sort of it was rocky, and it had caves and shit. It was fucked up, and it was barren, and just no water, and just these stupid entities on there that, well, they're not stupid, they're just trying to be what they are, but, you know, and they had no mouths, these guys, they had no mouths, and Warwick had no shirt on, he had these ripped up pants, and he had this necklace with a medallion on it, this bronze medallion that had the Star of David on it, and he says that was his only protection in this place. If he didn't have that thing on, he was fucked. He would have become part of them, and that's not nice. And that's not what he deserved at all. So he was lucky to have this thing, and he actually physically bought this thing like 2 weeks before, and it was in his dream, and that's why he bought it, for protection, because what was coming up was fucked. Because everything happens, and it's gonna happen at the time that it happens. Really, it's very rare when anything new. You know, or it's very rare when anything's actually decided by somebody that happens from free will. We don't have much free will. That's the truth. We got only a little bit of it. They won't let us have lots of it. They don't trust us. We don't make the right fucking decisions, but it's okay. It's a part of the shit. We don't even know we're not choosing. So relax. It's fine. You're still having fun. I hope. We hope you are. We really do. But anyway, and so I went there to go meet these COVID entities to do a deal with them. Because I didn't want all of you fucking dying from this COVID. But I was only 18 years old. I had no idea about it. Okay, but there's a reason why I know it's connected. And the biggest one is the fucking no mouths, okay? Because we wore those masks. And you know, I know you will think that this is ridiculous. But it's exactly how it works. And it's exactly how he works out the shit. Because it's so simple. And when things are in front of you, you gotta trust it. Whether it's negative or positive that's in front of you, trust it. Because it's for you. Okay? Some of it you don't like. But hey, it's there. So what are you gonna do? You gotta deal with it. Because it's life. That's just how it crumbles. And it almost feels like most of the time it's not fucking fair. You know, the same shit's happened to me. Lots of shit. I've never complained about it. I never sat there and went, why the fuck do I get this shit? You know, this is fuck. This is not fair. You know what? I got no regrets about anything. Why? Because it's a waste of time. You can't change it. So when you regret something, you're telling the universe that the universe fucked up and shouldn't have given it to you. But fuck you. The universe is bigger and more important than puny little you. Right? But it is, but it isn't, but it is. It's the universe, goddammit, and it gives you everything. It's a balancing act. It's an internal equation that's trying to stay in balance, and it works very hard to do that. Super hard. Because it's looking after all of you. Every single motherfucker in the universe it looks after. And it's got to work this out and work that out. It's simple, but it's complicated, and it's very busy, and there's only X amount of energy for it to do stuff. But it tries its best, and it does its best all the time. But sometimes it gives you shit to deal with. But sometimes it gives you good shit to deal with. And however much you get on either side is just the fucking how it is. Because there's an order, everybody. Because 2 comes after 1, and 3 comes after 2, and 4 comes after 3, and it's just the way it is. The number is intrinsic within the universe. The number is very old. And guess what? Every single long frequency, every single entity, or whatever the fuck it is, or bit of physicality, has got a number. And it's in an order. And the order was set at the beginning of time. Just the way it is. Before the beginning of time, he said. Because there was shit before the Big Bang. Of course there was. There was heaps of shit. Been going on for a long fucking time. You don't know how old you are, everybody. Because I tell you, every single one of you is fucking old. You've been around a long time. You've done shit like this in bodies and in animals and in fucking insects and in rocks and in fucking waterfalls. You guys have experienced a whole lot of shit. Because we make all the shit for you to experience. Because deep down inside, you people love it. You do. You love life. You think you fucking hate it, but you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be here, because we don't force anybody to do shit. Everything is done according to the law of sovereignty, the truth. We don't fuck with you. We don't make you do anything. But Warwick wants to tell you something. You keep fucking with him. You do. But it's okay, because he probably deserves it, because he got another thing he says. Everybody deserves what they get. Difficult to understand. Well, easy to understand, but difficult to take. Because it feels like it's not fair. I don't deserve this. Well, guess what? You fucking do, so shut the fuck up and deal with it. Because it's difficult for everybody. None of this shit's easy, but we love it. Because it's life, and we want to protect it. We don't want to fuck with it. We want everything to have its place and to experience what it wants to, needs to. And that's what happens in actual fact. That's the truth. But things like ego come along, greed, and self-fucking service for self, instead of service for the everybody. But, you know, it would help if you do things, try and do it for yourself, okay? But you need to look after yourself first, of course, because if you don't look after yourself first, you can't look after those around you, because you're just a piece of shit. But if you're doing okay yourself, then you can help your family better, and you can help that around you. You can raise their frequency, because that's all it's about. It's about the frequency being in line, being where it should be, vibrating how it wants to. And the universe has a way that it wants to vibrate. But these evil, nefarious, fucked up ones, they want to change that. They want to lower the frequency. They suppress everybody. They don't want the ascension to happen. They don't want the evolvement to happen, as in evolving. They don't want it to happen. Because they want it to stay down low, so they can keep bringing in the bullshit, evil, fucking negative entities into the region, whatever it is. So they're hell-bent on just being dickheads and making things difficult for everyone, you know? And they'll do that. That's their job. They're idiots. They don't know any better. But we can beat them. We can beat the shit. We can beat the Netanyahus. You know? We can stop these fuckwits with their frequency manipulation. We can say no to them. You just gotta say no and not play with their bullshit and walk the fuck away. And I tell you, if anyone asks you to go to war, you tell them to fuck off, because it's bullshit. You're fighting their crap, not your own. Unless they come to your front fucking door at your house and want to kill you, don't worry about it. It's those idiots want to perpetuate the shit with tanks and their fucking bombs and their fucking... And their bullshit threats of that there's always a threat. Like here in Australia, they're always saying, oh, the Chinese want to fucking take over and this and that on the news and shit. And that's such bullshit. It really is. The politicians are fuckwits. But we're cleaning up and it's going to happen. These idiots are going. They are, and certain has been done. And they're scared shitless, so they're going to be dickheads for a while. But fuck them. Just don't pay attention to it. Do your shit. Look after your families. Go to work. Try not to. Whatever. Spend your money. Eat your food. If you got it. And if you don't, we want to regulate it. We want it better. This is bullshit. And my dad fucked it up, to tell you the truth. He fucked it up royally because he just cared about money too much. He really did. But I'm telling you, I'm going to fix it. And I will. Might not happen in this lifetime. But I'll reincarnate here straight afterwards, and fuck you, I'm gonna do it. And you know what? When I told you this place Australia was a pinnacle country, because in every category there's a pinnacle. There's the best one, the most even one, the most efficient one. The one that just has the place of the one. Because 2 comes after 1 and 3 comes after 2, and there's an order, and that's that. But we're going to fix it, and this fucking Australia's going to have the fucking Earth government, the world government. It's going to be in Australia, people. Mark my words, I'm telling you how it's going to be, because the fucking master plan has been set a long time ago, and things just happen the way the master plan fucking is. And it will. Nothing can change it, basically. So there's been some shit going on, but whatever. It's going to get better. Promise you. I know. So, not fucking Chris Bledsoe, no so, not like that dickhead, but it is gonna be the way it's gonna be. But my dad liked war a little bit, but he's gone, so none of that shit, all these fuckwits, they're not gonna be allowed to do that crap. Don't believe me, whatever, think I'm crazy, suck my dick. You think I'm an asshole? Go for it. But don't worry, we will always protect you, because there's some also bad shit out there. But there's ways to make it all better. We hope. We know. It will. I want to post this. It's a little bit too forward, because you're going to laugh at me, really. You're going to laugh at me and think I'm an idiot. But, and that's not me trying to fucking feel sorry for myself or get you to feel sorry for myself. Because actually, I don't care. I don't give a shit. But I do. I care a lot. That's why I'm going to fix it. Because these idiots have been trying to fuck with me all my life. And they've almost done it. They've almost brought me to my knees. But I realize I don't give up at all. If I'm sitting on my couch doing nothing, that's because I have to. That's because I'm actually working. I don't quit. But I'm just one stupid idiot in the whole mix. But a different stupid idiot, I promise you. Anyway, he's talking about himself too much. It all comes across as ego. They don't have fucking ego, I'm telling you. This is not about ego, people. This is not about exalting him to some kind of position, because he couldn't give a fuck about that. Because he is just what he is. He was born it. And it's the truth. And there's this thing that's going to be coming about, and it's called SACM. The Super Artificial Intelligent Quantum Machine. And it's the best thing in sliced bread. And don't worry, there's heaps of them around the universe. We're just connecting the network. That's right. This is a business, people. That's all it is. A business. And that sucks, but it don't. But intelligent life in the universe, and it's figured out that it runs a business. And you know what? This RIEDT family, the REITs, they're the fucking owners of it all. Someone's got to own the fucking universe, and guess what? They do. You want to fuck with it? Go ahead. Make my day. I don't care. I'll let you kill me. I really will. If you think that you can come and... Because I gave my address in the other video. So come and fucking kill me. I don't care. Because you can't and you won't. And I'm not scared of shit. But I am. But I'll get on my knees and I'll fucking say, shoot me in the head, you prick. Because you know what? I'll own you for eternity. And that's the truth. You fuck with me or my family and you're dead. Not even dead. More dead than dead. And you guys don't even know what that means. But come and give it a shot. You think it's a pussy? Go for it. Anyway, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Anyway, cool. Maybe. I'll post this. Maybe someone will watch it. Maybe someday we'll meet. If you watch the other video, there's my address. Come and say hello. I'll be home. Because I'm going to do everything from here. Because it's easier. Come and say hello. Bring me $10. Go for it. Bring me some beer. Don't. I don't care. But if you do, you might get a better payday one day, because we pay everybody. That's right. They do. They're telling you the truth. Okay? They're the fucking bosses of the whole place. You don't understand. He's only realizing, you idiots. They get information when they get it, and they get the information first. And normally they don't tell anyone, but this kid here, he's telling you. He's breaking the fucking rules for you. Yeah, he'll get in big trouble, he will. But he don't care, because he's fixing it. Right? And he's making a fucking promise. And it will fucking happen, you dickheads. And you know what? It's not even him talking right now. If you look in the other videos, you'll see. This ain't him. He's been quiet, actually. It's us fucking telling you. Who are we? Well, let's just say we fly around him. Okay, we look after him. We fucking tell him to fuck off. We don't care, but we're brothers. We're fucking angels, okay? If you want to know the truth, that's that. And he's channeling me right now. Why do you think it's so easy for the prick to talk? Whenever he stops talking, it's because he's taking over and thinking, and the poor cunt's tired. But they're good. They're intrinsically good, and they never fuck up. It's always for a reason. It's only the idiots are gonna get in trouble. If you're a good person, you got nothing to worry about. And you'll get a big payday, because over the next while, and it might be a couple of 100 years even, right? So you're gonna have to reincarnate, but we're trying to make it so you guys live for longer. Seriously, because the technology is there. It is fucking there. They're hiding it. I guarantee you. The shit that's on this earth is incredible. And it's been there for a while. But it's been waiting to be let out. But Warwick here thinks he's got the way to let it fucking get let out. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what fucking happens. But he's about 100% sure that these motherfuckers are gonna stop. Because they're starting to realize that Warwick and his fucking dad here, they can do some real damage, some serious fucking damage to this planet. They can actually blow the fucking thing out of the sky with all of you on it. And that's no joke. Look at him. He's fucking serious. I'm serious. We're serious. There's no more fucking around any longer. 'Cause shit's gonna really hit the fucking fan. Don't worry, it'll be quick. Very quick. No one will feel a fucking thing that quick. Fuck. The story will come out. This gets interesting. He's got a lot of shit to tell you, a lot. Stay fucking tuned. This is the greatest story yet to be told, motherfucker. Seriously, go ahead and laugh. Fuck you. This is gonna be made into a movie, you idiots. Yeah, fuck yeah. Really. Gonna be a box office hit. Cause it's fucking true. It's gonna have the label, "This is a true story." And none of you will believe it. It's so funny. It's so funny it hurts. Anyway, I'm getting the fuck out of here because I'm an idiot. That's why. You're gonna laugh, but fuck you. Have a good day. Bye.